Remain tied with the defending champion Ungurianu.
I think that's going to be pretty difficult for her. This is not one of her strongest events, although she's very good here. She's a good tumbler. She lacks a little bit in form. That toe needs, and legs need to be straightened out, as you can see right there, a little bit flat-footed.
Again, it's remarkable how well she moves on there, however, for a tall person.
She does, and she really covers that balance beam with her leaps, and that's what's impressive. Moving well. Need a little more split in that jump, a little more height. She's kind of loose in her upper body. It's important that they stay real tight in those back muscles, and that's what keeps them on a lot of the time. She does have soft arms, pretty balletic. It looks much better also when the girls work more on their toes. Little lack. Here's a gainer with a half twist. I don't think she'll catch up, Jim.
Marta Egavari of Hungary. And there is the mark of 9.45, so she slips behind in the battle for the championship. Robin Hubner of the United States, remember, a surprising third so far in the competition.
And Jim, this is her best event. I'm especially impressed with the fantastic form she has. Good toe point, solid aerial. She's moving with a good deal of confidence right now. Nice press handstand. Coach says this is her favorite event. She seems to have good concentration. I think something interesting, her coach was the member of the Hungarian national team for 10 years and escaped from Hungary and came over to the United States and is now coaching a team.
She can't possibly catch Ungurianu with this performance, even if she get a 10, which isn't likely. A 9-9 would tie her for second with Egavari.
She's doing really well right now. Back tuck, tight.
Oops, that...
I feel like you'll notice a little tightness there. That's what the coach usually says when they make a mistake. Tighten up. Now, she can hold on to her composure and good exercise. Good landing, nice and tight. She stuck it.
Robin Hubner, North Dakota born, domiciled in Minnesota. There it is for Robin, 9.10. She's going to have a tough time holding on to third. Very interesting young girl. I talked to her a little bit earlier. She gave me quite a surprise when I asked her how she got started in gymnastics.
Well, I like track, and I wanted to become a pole vaulter. And I
Excuse me, you wanted to become a pole vaulter?
Pole vaulter. And I thought that gymnastics was pole vaulting. And so I joined because I wanted to pole vault.
You mean you had the wrong sport and you didn't know it? Is that what you said? Is that a true story?
Yeah, that's true.
There really are the lady pole vaulters. You probably would have been the first. Corman, the defending champion, and the champions all meet. However, at this moment, he needs a mark of 9.85 to tie young Kisnyakov of the Soviet Union for the lead.
Jim, this is a good event for Peter, but it's not his best event. It's certainly not the event he would choose if he had to play catch-up.
Coach Abe Grossfeld standing by below for safety's sake.
Oh, a little break there. That's going to cost him a couple of tenths. Locked arm giant swing forward. He's picked up a little swing in his... In fact, he's, in a sense, crashing in this event.
Well, the moving rings, of course, causes a deduction, right?
That's
After
true.
all, the proper name of the event is the still ring.
That's right. Yeah. And the swing, of course, is generated by mistakes, all of which cost great deduction.
He also hit one of the rings on the way down. Did you hear that? A tough time on the rings on this occasion for Peter Corman.
Corman's problem began with a mistake that caused him to swing in this handstand. Then he failed to correct the mistake when he performs his whippet. Right here. Now watch his elbows. He almost falls through the rings. And of course his score is a disastrous 9-0, which puts him in serious position.
Oh, that's a tough break for Peter. What's Nadia really like? Well, she's kind of difficult to get to know because she's a quiet girl, doesn't come on very strong in any way, and of course, in interpretation, it's even more difficult to talk to somebody. But we did sit down with her and her interpreter yesterday afternoon. Nadia, it has been a long time since Montreal. It's good to see you again. So we have many things to ask you about. First, when you were competing in Montreal, did you understand in your mind that you were becoming the most famous female athlete in the whole world?
No. Yes.
No or yes?
Yes.
You did realize that. Did that give you fear? Did that make it more difficult?
Dacă a fost greu, a fost mai greu.
A fost un concurs. La toate concursurile trebuie să mă concentrez înainte de a începe.
In all competition must be concentrate. And for Olympics also.
For the Olympics, you must concentrate the most. When a person becomes famous, we hear many rumors about them, that things are happening to them, which are not true. For example, we have heard since the Olympics that you had gained 15 kilos in weight, but that's not true, apparently. We have heard that you were ill. We have heard that you were injured in the earthquake. Are any of these things true?
Este adevărat că după Olimpiadă au fost anumite zvonuri că ai fost mai grasă, că ai avut mai multe kilograme și că nu ai lucrat așa de bine.
Are you taller now?
Ești mai înaltă?
Da.
How much?
Câți centimetri?
3-4 centimetri.
3 or 4 centimetri.
3 or 4 centimeters. I think that works out to about an inch or something like that. Nadia, you say you were not injured in the earthquake, and obviously we're very glad to hear that. But I understand that you have been assisting the victims of the earthquake in some way since then. Is that true? What have you been doing?
Da, și am fost curioasă să ajut pe cei care țin.
Împreună.
Da.
Was a big honor and joy to help our victims, Nadia and her colleagues, after this terrible earthquake.
So what did they do? Did they put on an exhibition, a performance? Is that it? To raise money? Is that it?
Dacă am făcut ceva demonstrații sau concursuri pentru acest lucru.
Am făcut demonstrații.
Yes. Two shows for this.
Two shows.
Yes.
One thing has not changed, Nadia. You're still very quiet. You speak very quiet. Are you a shy person? You understand what I mean?
Dacă vorbești prea încet, vorbești mai tare.
Apparently the answer is yes. Nadia, one day, many years from now, perhaps you will have a daughter of your own, about your age now. Would you like her to be a world-famous gymnast?
Într-o zi poate de o fiică.
Încă sunt eu, deja mai am multe în față, m-am gândit încă.
She have time to think about this. She have time, enough time.
Nadia, you're very cautious. You're also a very nice person, and it's wonderful to see you again. Thank you very much.
Okay.
The usual outcry for Nadia Comaneci, the great Olympic champion, the lady who gets the tens. Hasn't had any so far today. Doesn't seem to be that far back along the road to real competitive peak.
Well, I think, we expect so much from the gymnasts, especially right after the Olympics, and we expect new tricks immediately, and it's kind of hard to do sometimes when you've worked all that time to perfect the routines that you're doing at top competition. She looks a little taller to me, Jim. I think she has put on a little bit of weight, and I think that's what's affecting her. The timing is off slightly. She's moving with a little less confidence.
Again, we would point out she's not an official competitor here, although she is receiving marks. Unofficially, however, a mark of 9.4 would tie her for the lead.
And that aerial cartwheel that she just did was executed very well. Good, solid landing.
she's not competing is that her teammate, Unguriano, is the defending champion here, and each nation is only allowed one woman and one man.
So far, Jim, she hasn't had any flaws. Just a little hesitant on certain moves, but no breaks in the waist or the arms. Here she's getting ready for 2 back handsprings in a row. Good height. Nice and solid. For the pressure she's facing, she's doing an excellent job. And here's that dismount. Round off, lay out with an twist.
Nothing wrong with that, was it?
No, it was a good exercise.
Capacity crowd letting her hear it at Wembley Pool Arena in London. Nadia Comaneci. LaSalle is an 18-year-old Canadian who could do no better than 50th overall at the Olympics last summer, but is the surprise of this competition today. At the end of one event, he was no better than 7th, and now it looks like he could finish 3rd, depending on this performance.
Jim Phillip is really coming along well, and one of the reasons, I think, is because the Canadian government has given him a grant so that he can now train full-time for his gymnastics. 2 nice shoots to handstands. A little bit flat now in his Eagle Giants. There was a mistake, Jim. He kind of had to bend his knees to crank over the top. Hecht vault into an immediate front stalder. And he'll be getting set up for his dismount, which I think is just spectacular. Full twisting double with a full twist on the second summy right there. Outstanding.
Philip de LaSalle of Canada, fighting for 3rd place, and I think he'll make it with that 9.25. I think that'll do it. Leader right now in the official competition, Teodoro Guriano of Romania.
Right now, her mind's on a very difficult move that she'll throw in her first run, a double back. I think this is the first meet that she's thrown it in, first international competition. Having a little trouble with it in practice. Also, new music, a new exercise. That was close. Shoulders were a little down, but she made it over, and they can't deduct too much. And an unusual back tuck in the middle of the floor. A different style than in Montreal. Flip-flop, back tuck, good height, clean. The gymnasts are required to have a change of pace in their exercise, and this is where Theodoros comes in. And I do believe this is going to be the highlight of her performance today. Good full twisting back layout. The best routine of the day for her. Beautiful.
Unofficially, we have it that she needs 9.35 to win this competition over Egovari of Hungary. So stand by. 9.8. No problem for the young lady from Romania. Now Horita, Kazuo Horita of Japan, giving a very good account of himself today. Remember, his weak point in gymnastics are the compulsories, and there are no compulsories here. It's all free exercises, so he's done very well. In 2nd place, but this is his last event. He's performing a little bit ahead of the others on the schedule.
We're having here sort of a 6-ring circus, aren't we?
Well, he must try to lay a good one in here and then sit back and watch Kisnyakov and the others take a shot at him.
And he is really wailing right on the button. Beautiful. Oh,
bad.
Too bad, because that's a very original dismount. Oh, flipper.
Is it a bad dismount, or did he put a slip this place here?
Well, I think he overturned it a little bit, Jim.
Jim's dismount is really an old trampoline move, a double front with a half twist. Over-rotates it just a trace, slides his heel past, and, of course, lands net. All points landing.
Oh, he sure did. The mark, 9.15. We'll be back. Evan Gubner of the United States. Remember, she's in third position coming into this final event.
She's really doing much better than expected. This is not one of her best events, but it's certainly very good. If she can get height on her tumbling, then she'll have it made. Good front tumbling, good height.
She needs 9.30 to stay ahead of Davidova of the Soviet Union for third place.
She's working well so far. Her ballet moves are really exceptional. She finishes every move. That toe point, the leg extension is really excellent. And she'll go into a full twisting back layout. A little bit flat, a little bit too long. It should have gotten a little more height to it, but no form breaks. Working smoothly. Her last tumbling run is a layout back, and she may do a pike on it, and it should be very high to be consistent with the first tumbling run. Kind of a half back pike and a half layout. Beautiful exercise, and what a different ending. I think she should move up with that.
9.55. And that's going to do it. Third place for Robin Gubner of the United States. Preparing for his final event of the day, the leader in the competition, Sergei Kuzniakov, who seemed to have a mistake in the parallel bars, but recovered from it so well they gave him a 9.8. This is the high bar. Certainly one of the most spectacular events here, Gordon.
It certainly is. It's my favorite. I'm very anxious to see what Sergei is going to do here, because he's been just double tough in every other event. And I would guess that this might be even better.
He's going to win this competition, barring something very unexpected here.
There's a mistake. He shot too high and had to change his grip and come back the wrong direction. A little bit of a mistake on his rear vault, too. He's not right on here, Jim. We'll see how discerning our judges are in this event.
17 years old. He is, of course, well... Oops.
Jim, if he scores over a 9 or 9-1, he's getting paid.
Okay, well, he's certainly no Andrianov as yet, but a name to be reckoned with in the future. Well, the judges agree with you partially, I'd say, 9.25.
And Jim, here he seems just a little bit over-adrenalized. He comes to the bar, drives his hips around, and casts way too high, and there you can see he has to change his hands because he's going to go in the wrong direction.
Listen to that. The official competition is over, but the roar of the day comes for Nadia Comaneci in her final unofficial performance here. Again, she will be marked, and on the mark she has so far, she would easily be the leader were she in the competition.
That applause should certainly inspire her. If she'd only smile.
Total concentration.
Remember this in Montreal?
Very well.
Double twist, no problem. So far, so good. Second tumbling run. Good. A straddle pike. She looks like she's having a little problem with endurance right about now.
Still has that extra verve, that flair, though, doesn't she?
She sure does. Difficult routine. That's a little bit new. Here's the last tumbling run. Needs height now. And she has it. Great exercise.
Beautifully choreographed. Nadia Comaneci. And they're letting her
There you go.
hear it in London. There's the
I
smile.
saw a slight smile there.
Stamping their feet as well as applauding. 9.8. The winner and still unofficial champion,
Right.
Nadia Comaneci. Well, time does keep rolling by here on ABC's Wide World of Sports. As a matter of fact, a week from today, next Sunday, we're going to be celebrating our 16th anniversary. And to do that, we'll show you in great part the 15th anniversary program that you seemed to enjoy so much last year. And in addition, some of the events and the people who have made excitement for us on Wide World since that time. Overall, we'll be seeing people, of course, like Muhammad Ali and some of his great adventures. We'll be seeing America's great female figure skaters from Peggy Fleming to Janet Lynn to Dorothy. The awards, and the next one is of high interest to the United States. It's going to be third place to Robin Hubner in the women's competition. The winner was Unguriano of Romania, second place to Marta Ergavari of Hungary. Great performance by little Robin at age 15. The men's winner was Kizyokov, followed by Harita of Japan, and third place, as you'll see now, goes to Philip de La Salle of Canada. Actually, 6 nations represented among the 6 medals to be given. Peter Corman did no better than 5th today. He had a tough afternoon. There is, however, one more award to come, and it's not to a competitor. Well, not a competitor today, but what a competitor she is. Nadia Comaneci. And so it was in London on this occasion. Nadia performing outside the competition, receiving this special award from the British Gymnastics Association and giving that tiny little smile. The real-life fantasy of Nadia goes on. The executive producer of ABC.